welcome to my channel. If you're clicking on this video today, I'm assuming that you are in the same boat that I was a few months ago. You're probably a breastfeeding mama who is either trying to TTC without their period or just trying to induce your cycle and regulate it. If you're new here, I'm actually almost 21 months postpartum, and I just actually received my first monthly cycle for the first time since pregnancy and breastfeeding. I have been exclusively breastfeeding my 20-month-old daughter since she was born, and my body was very sensitive to breastfeeding and I could not regulate my monthly cycle. And with TTC, a monthly cycle and ovulation are extremely important. So I knew my first step was trying to regulate my cycle and induce my monthly cycle while breastfeeding, and I was successful at it over the last month. I started introducing some new supplements and regimens into my diet, and I figured out what worked for my body and how to induce my menstrual cycle, which was very exciting because inducing your cycle also means inducing ovulation. And I did confirm ovulation with ovulation tests. So not only did I get my cycle back, I started my ovulation process again, and now I am able to track and try to conceive properly over the next few months. So that was a huge step. So if you are in the same boat as I am and you're trying to conceive or you're trying to regulate your monthly cycle while breastfeeding, I am here to help. I'm going to share all of the tips that I did and all of my supplements and vitamins that I took over the last few months to induce my cycle, and hopefully some of these things can help you guys out too. Everything that I shared today will be linked in the description for your own discretion if you guys want to purchase any of them and try them out yourself. And we are going to get started and share these tips with you guys. So quick disclaimer before we get started, obviously everything that I did to induce my cycle might not work for you, and I would highly recommend talking to your doctor before taking any of these supplements or vitamins that I share. These are all of the supplements that I took and tried, and it was kind of just trial and error for me. So I'm just going to start with, I'm actually going to start with this one, the conception. So this is the first thing that I started taking to try and induce my cycle. This is the Unnatural Conception Inositol and Vitex Female Fertility Prenatal. So it's basically a prenatal, but the company did recommend, since I was breastfeeding, to only take a half a dose, which I do recommend taking this. I do think it worked. Vitex or chasteberry is very good for helping induce a cycle and regulate a menstrual cycle, but I do feel I wish I would have started with a full dose. So a full dose of these conception vitamins are 2 pills a day, and I started only taking 1. About halfway through the bottle, I started taking 2 a day, and I wish I would have started with that in the first place because I think it would have speeded up the process and helped return my cycle sooner. Again, I would talk to your provider about this and make sure all of the ingredients are safe, but I highly recommend, just for the purpose of the ingredients in here, Vitex is so important and one of the main ingredients that I believe helped return my cycle so quickly. I do want to quickly mention, I started taking all of the vitamins and supplements that I share around 18 months postpartum when I really started to try and return my cycle, and I got my first cycle at 20 months postpartum. So it only took me 2 months to induce my cycle, and again, I do think if I started taking all of these at once, it would have happened a lot quicker, but it took me a lot of time and research, although 2 months to induce a cycle is actually pretty quick from what I have learned being in different Facebook groups and TTC groups and talking to other mothers. So I think 2 months is pretty quick, but again, some of these were just trial and error, and I feel as if you start this entire regimen that I share all at once, it could happen a lot quicker for you. So again, Unnatural Conception Vitamin is a thumbs up from me. I do recommend it. I think you should start taking the full dose. I really do like this for the Vitex purpose. The next thing that I want to share is estrogen. If you guys don't know, which I didn't know, while you're breastfeeding, your estrogen and your progesterone levels go down and your prolactin levels increase. So for fertility or for your menstrual cycle, you kind of want that to flip-flop. While you're breastfeeding, your body is just kind of telling itself not to induce a cycle. She's breastfeeding. She doesn't have the energy to care for another baby, so we're not going to give her a cycle. We're not going to let her ovulate because her body doesn't have enough energy to do that. So your body decreases its estrogen and progesterone and increases its prolactin. Therefore, your period probably won't come. So my goal with taking all of these products was to increase my estrogen and progesterone and lower my prolactin, which I was obviously successful at. So I started taking these estrogen pills. These ones are from doTERRA. A friend of mine actually gave these to me and recommended them to me, but I'm pretty sure you can find estrogen on Amazon or in like your local GNC store. I started taking these just to increase my estrogen. There's really no other like reason that I started taking these, but I do think that these had an effect and helped with my cycle. So this next vitamin is actually one of the biggest key factors, I think, to inducing my menstrual cycle, because I started taking this a little bit later on into the months that I was trying to get my cycle back. After I started taking this, my cycle came that next month, and I ovulated actually before that cycle 15 days after I started taking this because I was tracking. So I think that this is a key, and if you're trying to induce your cycle, I highly recommend this. It took me a while to figure this out, but this is just vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, I know when you're pregnant, they recommend vitamin B6 and Unisom for helping with nausea, but vitamin B6 does so many things, and the main reason that I would recommend taking this is because vitamin B6 balances your hormones, and it increases your progesterone and decreases your prolactin, which again, that's kind of that flip-flop thing that we want to do. Right now as you're breastfeeding, your body's prolactin is high, your progesterone is low. You want that to flip-flop, and this does that. If you are going to take anything from this video, I highly recommend taking vitamin B6. I got this one at Target. This is the Nature Made brand. Grabbed B6, started taking it immediately. I just take one of these tiny pills a day, and my cycle returned within 2 weeks. So I don't know if that was just coincidence. Obviously that might not be the case for you, or probably won't be the case for you, because every body is different. But if you start taking this now, I just feel like this was the key to inducing my cycle and regulating my hormones. I feel very balanced. I've noticed my hormones feel very balanced. I still am taking this, and majority of these supplements, I'll let you guys know at the end of this video, I am still taking even though I already got my cycle, and I will continue to take until I actually conceive and am pregnant, just because I want my cycle to stay regular and I don't want to stop taking them and my cycle just kind of flatline again and go back to normal. So I am still taking 90% of these vitamins and supplements that I was taking to induce my cycle, even now that I already have it. I also got this Fertility Blend supplement around the same day that I got the vitamin B6, and I think this is probably one of the higher key factors as to why I got my cycle back so fast, and I will continue to take this until I conceive, and I will be repurchasing a bottle because mine is almost empty. But as I was doing my research, I was looking for certain vitamins that were going to help induce my cycle, and this has a lot of those vitamins in here. So there is vitamin B6 already in this, so as I was taking the vitamin B6, I was also taking this, and it was just giving me that little boost. This has folate in here, which is super, super important for trying to conceive. Magnesium. I was going to take a separate magnesium supplement, but as I saw that this already had magnesium in it, I just took this as kind of my magnesium supplement. It also does have the extra Vitex or chasteberry in here, which again is super important and helpful to induce a cycle. So I thought all of these ingredients combined in here were really great, and I just kind of took this as an extra boost to some of the vitamins that I was already taking, like the B6 and the Vitex, and then also for the purpose of the magnesium. Now, if you just want to take a separate magnesium supplement, magnesium is also shown to really help induce your cycle because it balances hormones. There's a lot of research about that as well that you can look up. But I just personally took this Fertility Blend. By the way, this is from GNC, and it is just the Daily Wellness Fertility Blend. You can also get this on Amazon, so I'll link that below. But I just took this to get all of those vitamins in instead of taking them separately. A couple other things I picked up while I was at GNC was a multivitamin. This is the energy and metabolism one, but you could take any multivitamin or even just a prenatal. You just want to be taking something to get all of your vitamins in. So this one also had a lot of good vitamins that I thought would help increase fertility. This has vitamin B6, folate again, so it was just kind of boosting those that I was already taking. This also has magnesium, which I wanted to add a little bit of magnesium in, as well as the Fertility Blend vitamin, and just a lot of really good vitamins and supplements that you want to have in your body anyway. So I was taking this daily. I was also taking GNC's vitamin C, so any vitamin C vitamin. I've actually been taking this for a little over a year now, but I really got consistent with it when I started to try and induce my cycle. Vitamin C is obviously great for immunity, but it's also great for balancing hormones, which is essential to TTC and regulating your cycle. So vitamin C has been proven to help with that as well. And I was just taking 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. And then the last supplement that I was taking was the Omegaplex. So this is the omega-3 fatty acid dietary supplement. I got this one from the brand Advocare that I've used in the past, but you can find this again at GNC or any vitamin store near you, even on Amazon. Now, I would say omega-3s are pretty important. Again, I started taking this around the same time I took the vitamin B6, so I think this was another really important one. But omegas increase your blood flow to your uterus and also help with ovulation. So they help promote healthy ovulation, which of course you want in order to get your cycle, and for TTC, of course, you want to be ovulating. So omega-3s, again, you can look this up with a simple Google search. I will put all of the information that I personally found up on the screen just for your own reference, or I will link some articles in the description, because there is a lot of information that I'm not 100% knowledgeable about. I kind of just know the basic facts as to why I took these, and the basic research that I did as to why I started taking all of these supplements. But of course, for your own research purposes, I will just put that up on the screen so that you can better understand what I'm trying to say, because I'm not a scientist or a doctor. So anyways, this is good for promoting blood flow to the uterus, good for healthy ovulation, which we want. So that's all of the supplements that I started taking. I would recommend just start taking these all at once, unlike me, who I was kind of just trying them out at different times. But I think all at once, this would be a great vitamin and supplement regimen to help induce a healthy menstrual cycle and a regular menstrual cycle. If you don't want to start taking all of these vitamins at once, or maybe you're on a budget, because I do know this can kind of get expensive, especially purchasing monthly, my top recommendations that I would say you should start taking right now to try and induce your cycle is the Fertility Blend from Daily Wellness, the vitamin B6 for sure, 100% recommend this. I think I recommend this more than anything, and the omegas. So if you wanted to start with a simple regimen just to try it out, I would say these three things would probably be your best bet. All of the ingredients and vitamins that you need are mostly included in this bottle right here. So if you want to increase your chances, of course, I would recommend taking all of these. But I do think these three might do the trick, and I think these are the three most important supplements that I took to regulate my cycle. Now, with all of that being said, there are just like one or two tips that I kind of have separately from the supplements that I were taking. So on top of taking supplements, I also started doing some things outside of that that I do think helped with my cycle. So again, as I was saying, your body is kind of telling itself that you don't have enough energy to take care of another baby. You're breastfeeding, and your body doesn't want to ovulate and give you another baby on top of that. It's just like, she doesn't have enough energy inside of her. Doctors will usually recommend this as well, is to go on a high-fat diet. I did not go on a high-fat diet personally, but I did start eating more, and this is something that you'll probably commonly see when you look up how to induce your cycle while breastfeeding, is to stop counting calories, eat more, increase your calories, and things like that. And that is something that I started to do, and I did gain a little bit of weight from it, but I did stop worrying about how much I ate. I was eating in a calorie deficit because I was trying to lose weight and just be healthy, and I do like exercise 6 days a week. I have cut back on my exercising a little bit to 4 to 5 days a week now, and I have been eating. That's all I can say. Like, I've just been eating a regular diet. I haven't been overeating or anything, but I just really haven't been limiting myself to what I eat. I just want your body to know that it has the extra energy and calories to burn when it comes to a pregnancy and taking care of another baby, because right now it's kind of like, I don't have the energy to be pregnant while breastfeeding, and you kind of want it to think the opposite. So I would say increase your calories. Even if you increase them by 100 to 200 a day, I would say I increased probably around 200 calories a day, and that kind of did the trick for me. I was willing to do that to help induce my cycles. So definitely, if you are currently just cutting back on eating or trying to eat in a calorie deficit, I would say increase your calories, or even if you're not, just increase your calories by even 100 calories a day, and just try and trigger your body to know that you are able to care and take care of another baby and be pregnant while breastfeeding. You want it to just trigger that little bit of energy. Honestly, that is all that I did to induce my cycle, and I feel like I've given you everything that I've done and everything that worked for me. So hopefully you guys can take something from this video, start taking some supplements, and know why you're taking these supplements, because I was unsure of what to take and why to take them and what was going on inside of me that my body wasn't producing a period. Now that I have that information, I feel like it's important to share if you're in the same boat as me, because I know, again, it can be frustrating to TTC while breastfeeding, or even if you just want to regulate your cycle and know what's going on inside your body. Sorry everyone, the footage for the outro of my video somehow got deleted, so I'm just going to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of good information out of it, and I really am wishing you luck on your TTC journey or just inducing your cycle. So I hope this helped. If it did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to follow along with my TTC journey, and we can be in this together. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye everyone.